One love, Delta9 travelers. Welcome in to the International Digital Connection. Listen, what a day yesterday. We had a 7-hour live presentation. I don't know how many persons got a chance to check out part or the entire thing. But Linden came out and they came out and represented. Greetings and welcome back to the channel from wherever in the world you're tuned in right now. We all over the globe. Thanks for tuning in, and top of the morning to you, your family, your loved ones. We here, and it's a whole different day, and so many other headlines that we're going to be highlighting and getting into. Listen, we're going to be hearing from the leader of the opposition, highlighting more situations that is going on with the commute of persons into the same region via the same waterways. We're going to be hearing from the collective opposition because guess what? Honorable Dr. Campbell is going to be highlighting some of these details too. We're going to hear from the VP himself about everything that went down yesterday, right? Among other things, we're going to hear from Lindeners. And we got so many other headlines, international and local. So if you like the video yet, if you hit that thumbs up button yet, it don't cost you nothing, but you might forget when we start getting into these headlines. So hit the thumbs up button, buddy, because the presentation is about to begin. And on your way in, thumbs up the presentation, thumbs up the live. Let me hear right now from our brother, Mr. Conan Marshall, popularly known as the highlighter, because sometimes persons might not understand just the way that persons feel about their country, about standing up in a patriotic way to defend the things that's going on in the nation. But we're going to get a chance to analyze, just how real some people is take this. Let me jump into these insights coming from our brother, Mr. Marshall, right now.
Yeah, it's a great place. Yeah, it's a great place, real great place. That's a great place. Yeah, it's a real great place. I tell you. You know, whoa. Yeah, it's a great place. Yeah, it's a great place with great people. Yeah, excuse me, right? Excess. You know, whoa.
Bring tears to your eyes sometime when you think about your country. I know it is. Real thing.
Yeah, it's a great place.
Real thing.
Real great place. You know, I feel, you know, I was, you know, the highlighters was, you know, we wanted the people them for the last few years. You know, we was pushing for this coming together, and I'm glad that I'm alive to see it happen. And you know, looking at Sharma Salomon, looking at the FGM, looking at the Win Party, and looking at you guys stand up together with all hands on the barrier Y'all even see when I want to run with me yesterday. Y'all see, but you know, I go in the car now, wipe my eyes and I come back, you know, but it was a great move. It was a great move. You know, and you know, man, I you know, we could win this fight. Y'all are great people. Y'all are great people, and you know we could win this fight. We must win this fight. We could win this fight, and I want to say to you guys, you done. Y'all done a wonderful job. Y'all done a wonderful job yesterday. Really and truly, you done a wonderful job. And you know, I'm one of the person who make a lot of great duas for you guys. You don't know, but there's many nights that you guys sleeping. I'm the person who just make a lot of great duas for y'all because I know that if you guys come together, I know that Guyana going to be a great place. There is no great place with this PPP government, and you guys coming together, I know the world would vote for y'all. You guys coming together, the world going to vote for this country. I tell y'all. You know, I don't know if y'all seen it, but y'all done a great job. Y'all done a very great job yesterday. And I know that y'all supporters have been looking at y'all, and y'all supporters, you know your supporters agree. When you come together, we agree. We just agree. We just reach one another and say, hey, we like this. You know, and one of the reasons, you know, I was advocating for this coming together, this unity between yourself, is because I know we cannot win this wicked government unless we unite, unless we come together, unless we show these people that we could come together. This is the only way we could win and be back in government, that the people of Guyana could enjoy what belongs to them. We cannot enjoy nothing at this moment because this thing here, what we going through them, winner take all. And this government, what we're getting, and this is what the supporters of the PPP do not understand. We're getting scrums, friend. If people know the wealth that Guyana have at this moment, the supporters would left the party, I tell you. We're getting real scrums, friend. If these people do decide to get a contract, it's a scrums, friend. There's a spin-off. The contract we get, what we black people get in the Linden is a spin-off from the real deal. You know, it's a spin-off. It's a spin-off of the government, right? Fighting this fight together, we're gonna win. You know, we're gonna win. And I'm gonna continue to speak. I'm gonna continue to speak to the opposition parties. I'm gonna continue to writing them letters, right? That those persons could stick together, friend. Right now, watch. You know why Bharrat run like a baby yesterday? Y'all don't understand. You imagine FGM. You can imagine FGM. The Wind Party, the Apnew coming through a gate. Yeah? 3 Strong Party coming through a gate for confront you. I would have run to. I would have run. Bharrat gone back to drawing table. Watch. Bharrat gone back to drawing book, you know. Bharrat cannot understand
residents.
That Bharrat never.
It does appear from the looks of things that we're going to have to take evasive action pretty soon. The protesters and police are tugging at each other to open the gate. The protesters have clearly outmanned the police. The gates are pushed down from the Watooka guest house. The protesters are barging their way into the compound led by opposition leader Azruddin Mohamed. This is the scene unfolding right now here at the Watooka Guest House. They have
break up none of our meeting or outreach, and it happened yesterday. Bharrat break up people outreach. Bharrat Jagdeo broke people outreach. So it happened back to you now. He gone back to drawing book. Because Bharrat realized that not all Linden are stupid. And here I want to say to the other areas. Here I want to say to Melanie. Here I want to say to other areas who still protesting. This is how you gotta carry the fight forcefully. You can't elect some chicken on the road and blushing because the government of today, they're not playing with Guyanese people. You have to blush, be forceful.
residents. It does appear from the looks of things that we're going to have to take evasive action pretty soon. The protesters and police are tugging at each other to open the gate. The protesters have clearly outmanned the police. The gates are pushed down from the Watooka Guest House. The protesters are barging their way into the compound led by opposition leader Azruddin Mohamed. This is the scene unfolding right now here at the Watooka Guest House. They have...
Y'all see how we was forceful yesterday? Everybody was forceful. And you serious teamwork. Y'all serious teamwork. Brothers and sisters out there, the only way we could win this PPP government, and the only way the PPP government going to respect us, is when we start showing that we are one. When they're playing one Guyana, let's play one people, one nation, one destiny. Let them play the one Guyana. We ain't interested in the one Guyana. Let we play one people, one nation, one destiny.
We all think Delta9 travelers. What are your views about what our brother, Mr. Conan Marshall, the highlighter, was just pointing out? I'm telling you, tears felt, right? Tearful conversation coming from one of the persons that was out with the people yesterday with everything that went down in Linden. Big up yourself to all the frequent travelers that are live with us right now. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of this live presentation. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Blessed Wednesday morning to you and all the loyal viewers and listeners.
Grand Rising, all over going on.
First and most, I would like to say thank you for putting this thing, staying with this protest all the way through, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And look, it keeps me in stock like I'm in Guyana, bro. You make me feel I was right there.
Yeah.
Throughout this beginning to the end, bro. Thank you. Time you put, bro, almost 7 hours you put into that thing, bro.
Yeah, and there was a little more, you know. There was a little bit more that we had, and we probably gonna present some of it here. That we went
yeah, man. I got to say that. That's what I've been calling for. You know, I've been calling for this for a long time. Like, yo, unity is strength. Divide is weak. That you couldn't handle that. You did it to Granger, and Granger wasn't even doing the things. Granger wasn't hard. Granger do it, shut the party hours down, shut some of the illegal thing was going on, and they said that was dictatorship. Now, what you guys do? They bring in the army thing yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, if we present themselves, they might stay back in the truck and just watch the whole thing. Even the police, look, they didn't even put much effort in. God, them know. Linden, big up for yourself. Big up.
Yeah, Linden.
Show the whole guy now how to protest. I hope they take a stage out there book yesterday, bro. And go out like that. Georgetown, y'all have more people than Linden. And y'all make my hands fall. Y'all got to, bro. Because you can't, don't bother with the few. The few, I'll tell people, if you want results in certain things, you have to have the numbers. If the numbers does not present itself, you're not going to get a proper result. At the earliest.
Big up yourself, Al. Thanks for calling in.
Anytime, bro.
Insights coming in right there from the frequent travelers, right?
Yeah, Albert, take up your stamp self. How is money running the brother?
Great so far, man. How going on your side?
Yeah, man, I'm chilling.
Good to hear.
Good weather.
Yeah.
The sun is gloomy, man. Nice weather.
Everything.
You could remember what I told you yesterday, me brother? And Delta?
Oh, what? Remember now we reading like 6 or 7 different calls, you know. So you gotta tell me which one.
But the main one, well, I'm gonna send you a video and show you who gonna defend them.
Yeah.
Remember I told you that?
Yeah, you did see that. Yeah.
Exactly, bro. And look, they bring up almost 100 and something supporters, bro.
Yeah.
You understand? When you look at those people, none of them is not coming them, bro. It's a strategy people that bring up. Look at Rasta, man. But all the left out cladding, my brother. They've been doing cladding nice, you know me, like that. How the left out the bottom on cladding.
I'm happy that they didn't bring out the elder, man. Sometimes, you know, politics is politics, but the elder, bro, that's always look kind of left, you know, because you don't see.
No, but she don't come herself as the elder. Why you mad because tell cladding that? Like spark cladding, my brother.
No, you don't. She's an elder regardless.
Yo, one team, one dream, my brother.
I tell you.
If you don't have one team, you can't get one dream. You understand? And Linden has always been powerful. Since them 3 warriors died, and then the other 2 warriors died, you see what's going on, bro? They don't know. And this part who make it laugh, my brother. Where Jagdeo made that speech afterward. That didn't disturb the meeting. How that did not disturb the meeting when I'm after meeting people on the step?
That's why I really trying to figure out how big this
security that's running the skelter. Code red. They have gotten through the main security. Code red.
Yeah, Parsons pushing down the gate and all that went down. Yeah.
Who you talking to?
You
look like you went and do a black tanker wherever you tell the opposition leader he's gonna pay. You went and do that yesterday, Mr. Jagdeo. You went and did that. A black tank, you went and pull up. You run like a baby. And I like when they give you a dance fans. Come downstairs, so. Come downstairs.
Hey, Lola's a different type of artist. Because, yeah.
You know, to be honest, that crowd would have never passed that barrier if I was Jagdeo. I would have gone to the table and put right at the gate and turn a chair and sit down. You know that time would have never passed that barrier? And it's true to God speaking.
Yeah, there's a number of things that I was waiting because we're saying, all right, good. We know that you're dealing with a clever political mind. But I think there's a lack of care at this point. You don't care, they can't do nothing. Yeah.
You know what was the result there? He waiting for the soldiers to come to shoot black people. That is what he was waiting for.
I'm telling you.
No, bro.
But let's be happy. Let's be happy that was the
activity. Yes, the one black people there. This is just to show you. Because if the people is calling you, the people say they're not doing anything. They're waiting on you. You have to present yourself. I would have taken that challenge and go and bring my meeting there. And ask the people that come behind me.
Yeah.
Who are just still outreach program. Telling the people have their voice.
Right?
And then look at that church scrap. What happened about them is holy gun. When Mohamed was pointing that military vehicle, he was the holy gun. He was in that tower. He was in that church scrap at that time. I didn't tell me, brother. Don't ever get too more hot.
Yeah, man. Pick up yourself. As we analyze what's going on, big up to all the persons calling in, all the persons in the chat, everyone that's live with us right here, right now on the International Digital Connection. I tell you, we got so many headlines to connect right here. One love.
No matter where in the world, we love Guyana. What are your colors? How do you represent? I love Guyana. Order yours today. We ship worldwide. Delta9 Media.
One love, one people, the mission complete. One love, one flag, one nation, right? Under the stars, divine presence in the sky. Unity, no war, let the children thrive. Power to the people, we keep hope alive.
I'll clean this camera. PNC gonna get beaten with, gonna get whipped with a lot of stripes. They get whipped with a lot of stripes. People I see them protest, the tall one, there was a tall one, they really engaged. That man used to protest under me. I used to lead them in protest. Me. And he pointed out James Bond. I used to lead here in protests. And I see some of my fellow whole protesters who been protesting since 2010, 2011. No protesting. With Poopsie. You know? And it's this whole recycled people come protesting. A few numbers. Have you the hard work people?
Everything good? What's going on for you side, Rook?
Yeah, well, I want you to protest yesterday, but they're still not bring up the boat fast enough, in my opinion, because it look like they go bring up the boat. They will wait till the boat go loose up so under the water. So it makes sense to go there and be there protest, in my opinion.
I'm telling you, because guess what? And a lot of the evidence too, as far as the bodies and the way that, you know, the water and the elements is going to take its effect. That's a powerful point.
Okay, yeah, because every day they're going to waste that energy for go out there protesting and have sun. With Mohamed, and you make no sense. All right, brother. All right, I'll talk later.
Powerful point coming in from one of our moderators saying, hey, we protesting, but let me make sure that we hold our focus on float the boat. And that was one of the call. That was one of the main call of the protest, to float the boat. That was one of the main things persons wanted to speak with the VP about, floating the boat. The protests definitely highlighted that. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Mr. Carlo, this thing about protesting is not what you think, my brother. This thing about protesting is that your voice must be heard and seen. You understand? This thing is not about raising vote and this and that. This thing is unity. I want to stand up against any vindictive government. Is to show the world how the government is. This is not waste time and waste time behind Mohamed. Wasn't Mohamed alone out there, brother? But the whole Linden was out there. And the whole of the opposition was out there. So stop stressing about Mohamed. The thing I'm not going to do with Mohamed. So you don't come from this pressure and we wasting time. We ain't wasting time. Because the whole of America come out and show Guyanese people that they're with me. So we ain't wasting time, my brother. So you, if you look at wasting time, turn off the TV. Don't listen to nothing.
Time for our
we're going to be out there every day. So don't trust people wasting time from Mohamed. Nobody worry about Mohamed. Because that is what the vindictiveness of the PDP government is doing to all the citizens. This is not about Mohamed. So don't come from this Guyanese thing about Mohamed. So get it right. I when you come downstairs, are they listening?
I'm telling you, different views right now about a lot of things going on in the country. What are your views about it, Delta9 travelers? Call it in. Drop it in the comment section as we continue to get some of these insights coming in from 007 himself. Remember, Team Samsung, Team Delta, keeping us connected no matter where in the world this live presentation is located. Maybe you're going on here with 007 because he's making a point, and then we're going to hear from the VP.
They had more tongue people than Linden people in their protest. And of course, enough respect to Region 10, who decided, look, we ain't got time with this foolishness. We're going to engage with the Vice President and we are going to engage with the government. And I applaud them for that. I applaud the people of Region 10 for deciding that their communities mattered more than following a opposition leader that is clueless. They don't know politics. They think this social media likes and follows and is what counts. But now that is not the real world on the ground. And it shows today they don't have no support on the ground. No support on the ground. But don't me say no, little support on the ground. Little. They had more APNU protesters than Poopsie protesters. But of course, when I think about it, Sherrod is APNU. Psycho is APNU. Jarrett is APNU. Tabitha Sarba is APNU. Odessa Primus is PNC. My sister Dawn Hastings is PNC as well. I gotta put some respect on Dawn Hastings. That's my sister, my big sister. Solomon Sharma is APNU. It's your APNU, I see. I honestly thought this was when we use a protest. You know, and then one of the strangest things that I learned was that current leader Aubrey Norton come for protest under Poopsie Party. Well, I tell you something. What PNC get in Linden, they look for it. Because them is followers. Them is followers. APNU is followers. You could imagine, I tell you something. There's no day on a God's green earth that this opposition leader could lead me in politics or lead me in anything.
Telling you, a year ago, you know, right there, views coming in from 007. Yeah, think about the Delta9 travelers. The hotline is back open. I see some persons were calling. Give us a call back. You'll definitely get through this thing. Greetings. You're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yeah, Delta.
Yeah.
First thing, James, one thing nobody can lead it.
Yeah.
People lead. So you get him full like a bullet from your nose. And he allowing that to happen because that's his choice. Okay? Next thing, them is the man who sell Christ, you know, and make you get nails to the cross. Because your former leader, Norton, you're going to bash in it too. You see the little thing these guys over penny? All right, James, man. If you're listening to this show, I'm calling you. Let this make sense. Because you said something from the beginning which makes you sound very unintelligent, which you are not. You're smart book-wise, but you are not intelligent. I don't know how you stand up in a court. Maybe that's why you don't represent nobody anymore. How you gonna claim all the people, majority of the people up there are from tongue? When they had a protest in tongue and tongue, people didn't even really show up. Why would they spend all their own money to go to Linden to protest when they had a chance in tongue where they didn't have to spend any?
Look at that.
Let that make sense.
Yeah, make that make sense. Make that make sense. Yeah.
Listen, James, man. I'm not from Linden, but you see my connection Linden is long. And I know a lot of Linden people was out there a lot. Don't try to put a stain for Linden people. Show me the amount. If they had 20 or 30 Linden people in the upstairs of Jagdeo, they had enough. Jagdeo talk about the crowd, but he can't prove it on a video or a photo. I can see photo and video. Y'all didn't have no proper support up there. The support y'all had is what y'all bring with y'all. And when they think they're hot and the people come in, they all come outside. Nobody really wasn't in that thing when that happened.
Yeah.
I should know that. So James Bond, like next thing, I still want to know. I live in Brooklyn. I don't support nothing in Brooklyn. Something come in Manhattan. I can still watch, I can pay my money to go to Manhattan. Let it make sense, bro.
Make it make sense.
Talking to done.
Matsim.
No, don't.
Big up yourself. I'm telling you, people are analyzing it. We're analyzing these things as we go through, sussing out the situation, right? Big up to all of the travelers that are live with us, all the moderators, everyone that take the time out to call in. Thanks for being a part of this live presentation. I'm telling you, the phone lines are blowing up. Phone lines blowing up. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yeah, my brother. James Bond is a French crapper. He's a stupid drinker. Somebody here, though. A surprise coming to you, though. You understand me, brother? We got a package fee. We got a nice package fee. We go and enjoy ourselves at the place. Don't take worries. We go and support you. You know? Yeah, man. All the men four of them, we're going to support James Bond. We got a nice package fee, man. Let me alone. He's a soup drinker. You understand that, sir?
Yeah.
No. There is this fact. If you are in a building, my brother, and you keeping a meeting, and you security breach, you will still stay and talk and you people that in that meeting, still keeping that meeting, maybe you answer the people. Yeah? You security breach, my brother, and you still feel like a big bite and keep a meeting, and you don't. If it's critics coming, because the first thing they're going to study is if they're coming up this thing.
Yeah.
And any security will keep you in sitting in that meeting, they want to be fired right away. If you see the guy in black, he was a directly head of the direct security. And he had one come with another black thing with a white inside. He was the next one of the security.
Okay.
And both of them were sending information to the inside security.
Oh.
To protect him. So don't let Jagdeo come and tell himself he's a big vice. Why did you come to the steps? Come out to the steps and shout his voice. Huh?
I think that could have quailed a lot of what was going on if he came out and just had a civil conversation with the persons, because ultimately
people just want to see and tell him.
Yes, they want to know that they're heard.
That's all people wanted to do.
They want to know that they're heard, and they want certain things taken care of, because we're talking about one of the we're talking about one of the most lucrative regions in our country that is not functioning how it should democratically. What's going on with that? There's the things that persons want to address. Nobody come out there with no ignorance and no foolishness, but sometimes you just got to take a bold approach.
He takes so much of Philip, he just fill it in his head, and he just chop it. This one to James Bond.
Well,
too much credit to get. They're listening.
I'm telling you. But let's hope that that's not the case, and let's hope that brother would have been thoroughly healed from whatever he would have suffered for protesting in the same country, right? That we're referencing right now. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Delta9, I'm trying to call, but I didn't mean to make the caller get upset. I was just giving my opinion.
No, you gotta give your opinion, Rube. You gotta give your opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. You understand? Everybody got their own opinion and them things. And if that's how you feel about it, good to clarify your views. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, man. All right.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Thanks for calling in. And there's never the aim on this live presentation or nothing that we do on this channel. It's not to upset anybody. That's not the aim. But we're having conversations, and not every time everybody's opinion is gonna agree with everybody else. Big up yourself to Mr. Flash Garden, who's a part of the live right now, the elder Flash Garden. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of this live presentation. Not every time everybody's opinion is gonna agree with the other person's opinion. But as long as we respect one another, that's the key. You understand? Because we are all big people, and that's the way that we can deal with it. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Talk about brother, good morning.
Greetings.
Well, you got put the things and favorite to James Bond.
Yeah.
Take this out.
Yeah, listen.
A man who never win a case in his life.
Yeah.
A man who had a little con in the office and a friend office, a little space, never in office.
Mm-hmm.
He never good at nothing. He's a failure. He's a Judas. He had nothing about, you know what I'm saying? This man make I believe at one point when the coalition was in power, and he talks so bad about the PPP, how did this, somebody never joined the PPP. We are right now.
Yeah.
With the PPP. The man's a Judas. The man's a modern day Judas. I know the man very well, very, very well. He was an opportunity. I don't think the PPP trust this guy, They trust him. It was a matter of time before when they got used for him, they kick him to the court.
Yeah.
You understand? If you could talk about your own people, we went till all the time. You see the reason why the coalition ended up in a no confidence. It's people like James Bond. The agent will be bought.
Real thing.
Nobody can buy me, Nobody can buy me. I stand for something. I don't fast for anything. James Bond is the kind of people that must fast for anything, that don't stand for nothing.
Telling you.
You understand?
Yeah.
I know these guys good, I know these guys is losers. They never win a case in their life, my friend. You understand? The protest is the beginning of a movement. And it starts. Something started. It can get bigger and bigger and bigger and better. then the government not come there. I 190% behind them.
Real
To the
thing.
protest.
Mm-hmm.
They give them that get it right. They're abusing the power. They're not. They're overdoing it.
Too much, too long. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They care what to do to poor people now. They get because they realize they got people like James Bond and them who would come and talk up to them. I think every guy needs to come and do the same to them.
All right.
You understand?
All right.
But we watching them and we allow them to take Guyana for themselves.
Powers in the hands of the people.
All of us, all of us.
All right.
All of us.
All right.
You understand?
Exactly.
And then you put in democracy and this and that and the rule of law. And you're falling under the friend because you don't include the opposition in nothing. You don't want to talk to the opposition leader.
Don't even want to talk to the opposition supporters because look how many persons were outside just asking to have their situations heard. And look how they were treated.
Thank you.
I can't believe that. Yeah, I can't believe that they would have all them people out there and not even bring out a table and say, you know, write down your situation at least. Or have one person come out and hear what the concerns are. Nobody. That should tell you a lot.
They don't care, man. These people don't care. We gotta put a stopping it. You gotta put a stopping it.
Mm-hmm.
I can let me tell you something. I plan when this whole thing start and get bigger. I don't go to Guyana and be part of the front. That is about to happen. It's gonna be history. It's gonna be the history book.
It's already making history right now. And it's making history because of the tragedy and a number of other things connected to that alone. You understand?
Man, why is it? Give me 1 second more. Why is it under the PPP everything goes wrong? There's always crime. There's always this, more than this and that. And the afternoon, how much more do you want in the afternoon? Let's cancel. They always say boredom, this and boredom, this and boredom, this. And you have so much killing boredom time.
God call a spade and let the numbers tell the truth. And when we look at the facts, that's what we're seeing. We can't call it nothing else. Anything else, we'll be making yourself a hypocrite.
That's right. Back in the days, Delta, we used to fight in the police because the police was serious. That might have solved crime.
Well, what happened
yesterday? The police are solving crime because they're taking instruction from the politicians.
What happened yesterday with the one who get sentenced and he out by the protest, showing people middle finger, flying drone, and the police they're right there. Yeah. People calling it out loud. Announcing it to the police like, hey, watch it right there. The same one get sentenced but never went to jail and they can't do nothing.
Yeah, he was off no man too.
Jeez, look at what Guyana come to.
Kevin Lamar, where he is.
Look at what Guyana come to, buddy. Look at what come to.
This law is only for one set of people with the PVP. The law don't apply to you. You understand?
Back in the days, even if you get blind and you get escape from custody or wherever the case might be, or they might let you out or wherever the case might be, you get out by the protest. People protesting against you. You got your own chant in the protest and you there right there showing them people and the police middle finger. This Guyana got a different place.
No respect.
I want to know how them police that was out there feel about it. God does.
The police force gotta stop taking political instruction, stop following them people, and follow the law.
Real thing.
They need to.
Real thing.
I mean, a lot of people to talk, man. I speak to you all the time.
Thanks for calling in and for sharing them vibes.
You're welcome, brother.
One love. I'm telling you, insightful commentary coming in from persons all over the globe as we analyze what's going on in Guyana and around the world. Was the unified Linden protest a success? 94% is saying yes. And we have another 6% that is saying no. I'm telling you. What are your views? Participate in the poll question of the live that is up right now on the channel. I tell you, with Delta9 Media, we live and we connecting all the stories connected to this headline. And it's only right because over here, we just present in a neutral manner. So we're going to hear a little bit coming in from persons sitting down with the VP, even though we're hoping that there's more video of, just some of the interviews and stuff like that that went down at the outreach. But guess what? Let me see what's going on right here. We got 95% now saying that the unified opposition protest in Linden was a success. 5% saying it was not a success. Let's hear directly from some of the persons that was in Linden yesterday.
Have we ever tried to adopt the style of America where you have this better business guru? You got to be licensed. And you mess up and do some standard work, and you reach out to them and they're telling you, but giving you the middle finger.
I agree with you.
For your license, then you have to work on someone else.
The thing is that
I don't
if we go and give a foreign company to build houses now, you hear the opposition say, oh, we're giving foreigners to work. But if we have to build 40,000 houses and we rely only on our local people, it would take 300 years.
When they give you substandard work, they give you
and the substandard work. So we have to get our people work too. They got to do work, right? But they also have a duty, as you were saying, to meet certain standards, and we'd have to start enforcing that. In the US, a lot of those things are self-regulated, not necessarily government, because people then go out and provide this service. They have a bureau where you go and you register, and then it's all privately done, and they give you a rating. So when you get the rating, people go online and check your rating before they hire you.
And enough computers.
Who must go? We need our elections. No. We need our elections. No. We need our elections. No. Elect our chairman. No. Elect our chairman. Who must go? Who must go? Who must go? Who must go? We need our elections. We need our elections. We need our elections. We need our elections.
Because if we the people that wanted to go upstairs,
some people were making noise in the compound. It did not distract the large from what was happening here, and it didn't deter the large number of people who showed up here today. They were hoping that people would boycott coming to this activity. They failed miserably. People just ignore all that they had to say. It shows that people don't care too much for the politics when it concerns their lives. And so I'm happy that they failed. I'm very happy that they failed.
because if we the people that wanted to go upstairs and reach Jagdeo, they got none of the supporters could have stopped us. There's what I want you to have to understand. None of the supporters who was defending Jagdeo could have stopped we if we want to go upstairs. If we choose not to. Can we push the police and everybody away and come inside the place? We could have pushed the couple, fine hungry belly, PP supporters, and we could have reached upstairs. But we choose not.
Residents
And the reason
it does appear from the looks of things that
we choose not to upstairs.
we're going to have to take evasive action pretty soon. Protesters and police are tugging at each other to open the gate. The protesters have clearly outmanned the police. The gates are pushed down from the Watooka guest house. The protesters are barging their way into the compound led by opposition leader Azruddin Mohamed. This is the scene unfolding right now here at the Watooka guest house. They have
look like a set of bullies, but we come close enough to Bharrat with the expectation that he can be a man and not a boy. He gonna be a man and come downstairs.
Yeah. Bharrat got me while I'm mad here right now, bro.
Yeah.
What took me back to them telling these people that in America people come together and farm certain things about? Because first thing is, we as contractors, we don't have no group farm privately. When you got to do your work, if the government do your work, the government have a department that looking to make sure. Cause I used to work for a company called Ken Guyanese guy. And he used to have this school contract. And no private company come to inspect. The people from the government come and make sure that you're signed with a job. And first thing is, the government don't give you the money right away. When you put a bid in, and you want that bid, you have to get at least $1 million in the bank to show that you're willing to cover the job. And in the after the job, the government gives a deposit. After you're done, in 3 months when everything's satisfied, then you get your final pay.
Okay.
Don't your money, bro. So me know Jagdeo trying to fill these people head with a bunch of crap.
Selling them a dream.
Yes.
Telling you.
Any private company inspection thing is a company that, to me, I used to do that for a company I work for gun jobs. Like to make sure that man is doing it right so the boss won't get all accountable for their wrongdoing. And the money gets jeopardized. But otherwise, under the government contract and building these out, talking, when government give you for build 10 house, 10 building, you gotta make sure you got money for market. You see? So Jagdeo, come on, don't try to put America like we have nothing, we know what we're doing. You guys is making an excuse in order to steal the money.
No
so
more
I want to give people that incompetent, have no experience to work, so that they have to skim off of the money. And when the people don't see that the money that you give them cannot finish the contract because they're in debt, they leave everything half done.
Yeah.
And but when you have bring these foreigners in, you have to make sure you have pay them.
Powerful point. Thanks for calling me with that insight right there. I'm telling you, hey, people sussing it out and calling it out. And this is what they're talking about.
Who must go? We need our elections. No. We need our elections. No. We need our elections. No. Elect our chairman. No. Elect our chairman. Who must go? Who must go? Who must go? Who must go? We need our elections. We need our elections. We need our elections. We need our elections. We need our elections.
And I heard some people were making noise in the compound. It did not distract the large from what was happening here.
and it didn't deter the large number of people who showed up here today. They were hoping that people would boycott coming to this activity. They failed miserably. They failed miserably. People just ignore all that they had to say. You know, it shows that people don't care too much for the politics when it concerns their lives. And so I'm happy that they failed. I'm very happy that they failed.
Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yeah. Big up to Albert. You make a good point there. And next thing too, the Nagi on Guyanese, the construction contract, them again, share Chinese and them broke up the road every 2 months, and them go into the treasury or whatever you call it.
So
and then next thing too, them will build one zoo, build over the zoo, but I be able to see what kind of zoo they will build, because if they build them and they run out of money, they'll go in the funding again.
Real thing.
All right, Delta9.
Powerful point. As we analyze, not just for going on with the MV Barima and a number of other infrastructural developments, but we're going on with things like projects that we heard about, like the zoo. I think that'd be a great venture if done correctly. Given our climate and the fact that we already got so much close proximity to the forests and the fact that we got that nature tourism conversation in the air, that would be a good way to move forward in executing it. If we had a real nice big zoo, you understand, overpass, something that went over the highway, and we utilize all of that land that's over the other side by the culture center and all of them things. Listen, man, Guyana is a beautiful place with the infrastructure that can really make it, if it's done correctly, can really make it one of them destinations in the world that is unlike no other. When it comes down to food and a number of other things. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yeah, you got to go find point where it says that most zoo got overpasses on train around and got like stuff above and so like key those things that are hang above, like and you inside and you watching down at the bottom.
Yeah. That would be, listen, because they got a lot of land on the other side, and we all know that that area is gonna need development to get it to where it should be. That place that was used as a stadium before. So why not utilize it, make it into something else? You understand? And bring all of that.
And the next thing too, sorry to cut you, a lot of zoo, the government does bring animals from Africa, India, and so put them into like elephants, so they have to do all of that.
Yeah.
Because what it says about build over this zone, they put animals from Guyana, like Guyana animal, you know, got not international animals.
I think persons should be able to bring animals. We should get animals from China, right? We should get animals from India. We should get animals from Africa, different places, because we're saying that it's different races that's a part of Guyana, right? And then don't forget, we got our own set of animals that is unlike anything else in the world. You know?
Yeah, Guyana got 6 species of wildcat, and them got all 6 species in the zoo right now. Them only got the mountain lion, they only got 2 of them there.
Look at that.
All right, then.
Look at that. When you think about it, and there's just one thing, you understand, that we're talking about, and there's so much other things, so many other resources that we contribute. Let me hear some of what the highlighters talking on right here as it relates to the protest that went down yesterday. Big up to all the frequent travelers, all the persons in the chat. Thanks for tuning in.
And talk to the people who come to see. But Bharrat Jagdeo choose not to come down and speak with us. The people who supporting Bharrat Jagdeo do not understand what's going on. The people who supporting and try for Bharrat Jagdeo. Nobody don't wants to do Bharrat anything. Bharrat Jagdeo could have come into Linden with one police officer or even none. And nobody would not touch Bharrat. Because we're not those kind of persons who so stupid for touch the vice president. We would not. We would more protect than destroy. For all the things that they be saying about Linden people, that we like mash up and we like break up. I just see right here, sir, some comments sometimes I just see coming from me page. Linden can't get nothing because y'all like mash up and break up and burn up. Let me tell y'all something. The people that burnt our schools is the PVP supporters. The people that burned our general office is PVP supporters. And we know them. We know them. Lindeners, we're not stupid enough.
Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media.
Burnt.
Yeah, my brother, that is what the highlighted mentioning, and I reinforce that, my brother. But what Jagdeo wanted to do and wanted to see is that the police and the army could dismantle the crowd and get them running and then blame the Afro people them. Blame the Wen people them. And blame the Forward Guyana people them for bringing out hooligans, like they mentioned it in the thing there. You know?
People is not hooligans, but the people just want different. They just want the policies that they voted for to work. A government is supposed to be a government for all the people, not just for their supporters.
Look how nice it was, Delta.
Yeah.
When we get in there, my brother, you know the same Rastaman with the cutting and going on. You know we give him a water to drink. We give him a water to drink, and he drink the water. Some people start abusing and say, look how you're abusing we, and we save their life. And the man said, well, as Guyanese, you know, and that is what people gotta realize.
Bottom line.
Nobody was fighting nobody. Nobody wasn't no physical, you know.
No need.
Physical nobody.
No need for
and that is what people have to see. Exactly.
Let the country walk out with shit.
And look, they just want to show people that them is the government and the opposition or they hooligans. But the people come for engagement is a public forum you have.
Exactly.
Why did not want to, and that's how stupid Jagdeo look. Because I tell you on the truth, bro, I put in a bench and a table right at that gate. And you trust me to God. He was so super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People would have come and conversate.
So super.
Yeah. Huh? Persons would have come and brought the challenges that they were having and, you know, really had a strong conversation about it, and that was it.
Exactly. People want to gas nice, all they want to abuse, they want to raise the phone, they want to protest, they want to do, but they want to listen to him. You understand me, brother?
Yeah. Linden
no matter what, people want to shine nothing. People want to people want to think people have listened.
No, and if they did that, they would be wrong, because guess what? He's there doing his job. You understand me?
Exactly.
And if he's out there to hear what you have to say, you can't hear if you're doing stuff like that.
Division, and that is what Chinese people did not understand. He showed the division.
Yes.
And that is the bottom line, bro. That is the division show.
Yes.
You get me? Yeah, there is.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself. And that would have been wrong, because ultimately he would have been there doing his job, and that wouldn't be the right way to deal with it, and they dealt with it correctly. They went in, they protested, no one was harmed. You understand? And we must say big up Linden. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yeah, Delta.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reason Jagdeo wouldn't do that, he wasn't prepared for that much crowd of people, and it was much questions and less answers. All right, you have to have more questions than answers. So he's not gonna face the crowd. Because remember, the main question them gonna come up there is about that vessel.
All right.
He prepared for answer those.
All right. That's one of the main chants that was going on over there too.
There you go.
Float the boat, bring up the evidence. I remember it.
He do the smartest thing that he know what to do is to avoid any approach from these people with any question that I cannot answer, because remember, anything you step on the internet safe. And he knows that when he talk about doing fencing, they're still playing back the video until now. And he ain't fencing nothing. He still taking whatever extra and them give him.
Yeah.
You see? So let it make sense. He would have never come out there and confront those people, say don't answer questions. There's too many questions and answers. Because they would have even go all the way back to Guyana, the Henry boys. These are things that keep coming up on a regular basis. How would he answer these things? You can't lie in front of crowd, Then he thinking, if I lie to these people, what would be the outcome of me and my security? My security them is not equipped for under them. He did a smart thing. I mean him. Do the smart thing, cut and run. They could fight another day. He fight and run away, they could fight another day. That's all I could say.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself. I'm telling you. We analyzing it. And we going through. PA is saying this. Jagdeo told them to their faces that Guyanese are unable to build houses in a timely manner and of good quality. It could only be done by the Chinese. And people sit down and they say nothing. I'm telling you. That's a powerful point you make right there. Mandela, thanks for tuning into the live. Mandela is commenting on what's going on with the MV Barima crew. Mandela is saying, so you charge the captain and the crew and you throw all the responsibilities upon them. So if they win or lose their case, the onus is not on the government to honor any obligation. That is the trick. Boom. Commentary like this. Thanks for dropping it into the commentary. Thanks for dropping it into the chat. Big up yourself, Mandela. Insightful. What y'all think about it? What y'all think about the point there what Mandela just raised? Rasta Empress. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of the live presentation. We got so many travelers live with us. Nav Joe, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for tuning in and for being a frequent traveler right here with us on Delta9 Media. Right? Let's jump into some more of these details coming in from the highlighter before we hear from the leader of the opposition, because he's highlighting some very important details that we got to make sure we drop in this live. Have you taken a couple of seconds? It don't cost you nothing. Take a couple of seconds, Delta9 travelers. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already and boost this video in the algorithm so that persons all over the globe will be able to see this live presentation. Thank you. Thank you, please, and thank you, Delta9 travelers.
Stepped off the plane, so climb higher. Delta9 visions, I'm a flyer.
Yeah, man. No.
What belongs to us? We would never do that. But you know what happened? We always have elements. We just always have elements amongst us. Some people pretending that they're on your side. And they are placed there. They are placed there. Yes, like Larimer. Those are one of them. Kevin Larimer. He's one of them. Who's placed there to cause confusion. But thank God, thanks to Allah, that everything went done well yesterday. And Bharrat Jagdeo could not have gone back and said to the people them this morning that the Linden people, they are destructive. We're not destructive. You take the opportunity of a vice president to come to this wonderful place, Linden, for what? You come to this place, Linden, for what? Let me say this to y'all. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to walk around the Watooka Club and visit those various booths that they have. Right? I had the opportunity also to speak with a minister. Let me explain to you what's really going on. The minister was trying to tell me that they are there. I said, what's the reasons for visiting this town? They said the reason for visiting this town because they realize that the system that they put in place, that means the people at Land Survey, the Water Authority, Housing Committee, the Light Place, and all of these things that they put in place, they're not functioning. Hear what I tell you? Hear the minister tell me that they're not functioning effectively. So we come to speed up the process, and we come to make sure.
So people is right when they complaining about what's going on. So right that the VP self had to come on the ground and analyze some of what's taking place. Big up yourself, Sly. Thanks for being a part of the live. Sly saying, Jagdeo know how the real Linden people describe. He's seen it since 2012. I'm telling you. Thanks for dropping them insights into the comments, Sly. And thanks for traveling with us right here on Delta9 Media. One love to Nav Joe, one of our frequent travelers. Yeah, man. Always a great conversation every time we come together with right thinking persons and we suss out these matters, you know what I'm saying? Internationally and locally. P is asking this question. What are the skills of the president of Guyana? Does anyone know? Anyone? I saw a video of him boiling a whole cow head in a cannery. I'm telling you. I know, man. You gotta got some kind of acumen for him to be in that position. But a good question nonetheless. Let me analyze some more of what the highlight is saying right here.
So I said to the minister, I said, well, if you know that you get some unprofessional people where you are put in place, why don't you knock those persons off and employ competent people who could serve the people of Linden? The minister said to me, boy, you can't knock off everybody. You know why they would knock off everybody? Because the people them that functioning in those areas, they are PPP supporters. So if you knock off, we're knocking off. You're knocking off PPP supporters, you're knocking off.
Okay.
But here I'm telling you, I would have cleared the blasted ship. Especially like Mr. Gray. I had a serious talk with the minister concerning Mr. Gray also. Because he is one of the persons in this town of Linden who blocking a lot of things. And I'm not going to stop it, Gray, till he disappear. Go the country, go away. So you're doing nothing good for Linden, but full in your pocket. Anyway, let's get back to the point. I said to the minister, whether y'all are been wasting taxpayers' money. Why talking me like Sherry was there, Mark Peters was there, a lot of PVP supporters was there when I had this discussion with him. I said, well, then y'all have been wasting taxpayers' money, because if you're saying to me, the highlighter, that these people who was placed there to look after the interests of Linden, they're not functioning the right way, why keep those persons? But you know, I didn't want to say it in actual words that you are trying to make we wherever. You could see definitely that the PDP people do not have a plan for this place. If you would tell me that Jagdeo gotta come from Georgetown for make sure why one man have a cover, see, you got a piece of land, you got clean water, you got this here. Let me tell you something. You see this coolie guard business with the REO, Bharrat Jagdeo, and all y'all performing, y'all stop it. Y'all have competent people around y'all where y'all put in place, and it's y'all duty to make sure that those persons do their jobs. This is why you're in the same shit with the Barima. Because all what the minister them doing is walking skinny all teeth, look walking around the place, and y'all is focusing on Guyanese people. Yeah.
It is clear there was a design failure. The engineer failed. We have traveled that Linden Highway for as long as we can remember, and there was never any issues with flooding. What we had was an highway that needed help. What we're seeing now is a highway that has been repaved, that has a lot of flaws. It's very wavy, the water don't drain, it don't have any light, it's not properly marked. So we cannot accept that as any success. Then he went on to brag about education. What did this government do in Linden that they can brag about? Let's point to, St. James still have a school, the Barima school, that is not yet, as far as I'm aware, and Lindeners have been telling me as recent as today, it is way beyond schedule. Way beyond schedule. I know I've been coming after these young brothers, but at the end of the day, we have to call a spade a spade. That school is a disaster. It's still not turned over, and it is way beyond schedule. The next thing he spoke about, people, is the road, the Linden to Barima Highway. He spoke about the bridge. Now, this is not no just bridge that you decide to do for Linden. That was a part of the agreement with the Brazilian government. They're going to put in a 4-lane highway, and you could not have had, you needed a new bridge. Okay? But let us ask the real fundamental question. What is really your success, and what have you done for Linden? What we're seeing today is the bauxite leaving Linden and everything passing through Linden. Was there any real development, any real job creation? You're talking about housing. Point to how many Guyanese, how many Lindeners have actually benefit or can come out and say, I have gotten my house in the last 6 years. Your own government would have conceded to the fact that you've only built 2,000 something houses in the last 6 years. So what is it that you have decided, or what formula have you come up with that can now correct this? Listen, Guyanese must understand that what we're seeing today, I think Bharrat Jagdeo getting old, it's like his politics ain't really politics in right now. You cannot just continue to just come out here with fancy headlines. What we are going to call on you for is to show us the success. Headlines ain't cutting it no more. What is the success ratio? How many houses? Tell us exactly how many houses have you handed over in Linden. Show us the community of these homes. Show us what exactly are the condition of this community. Are the drains there? What infrastructure is there? You speak about, oh, we are buying house land. It's costing us $5 million and we're selling it for $500,000. You know what? My brother Francis is gonna dig deep into that, because your own number is now gonna put your president to answer a lot of questions using those numbers. But the real question is, if you're saying that it's costing you $5 million because of the infrastructure work, we demand to see what these infrastructure is, because all we see is trench and many times dam. Not real roads, not real sidewalk. But you know what's amazing? Newsroom is doing a good job. They just copied from VPAC, where they're putting out these images. Of what you're going to deliver. So we're waiting to see, now that you actually have the steering wheel and you're actually putting out these images of the work that you're going to give the Guyanese people, I hope those standards are actually delivered. And once again, it's not just headlines. But more importantly, Guyanese, the government is looking for pleas and thanks. Pleas and thanks for what? It is taxpayers' money. So Bharrat Jagdeo, Irfan Ali, and any other of these ministers that come in your community and do what they're supposed to do, there's no pleas and thanks for this. You are supposed to do that. Burnham built houses around this country without oil. So what are you trying? There's a bauxite company that is no longer in Linden, and that was without oil. Linden was a booming economy without oil. So what are you really bragging for? What really have you done for Linden? Tell us listen, forget the headlines. Come out and tell us, how many jobs of your government created in Linden? How many? How many homes did you deliver? We are no longer going to be fooled by headlines. What you're seeing today, people, is a government that failed and is very good at winning with headlines. Just a new promise. You've already given us a lot of promises over election. Can you show us what have you completed over the last 6 years that you've already been in office? Instead of making new promises, because all it is right now is a new promise that overshadows the last promise. We don't need promises, people. We will continue to give you an
simple thing. Show, don't tell. Y'all, what Mr. Best is saying, that's the best thing to do. Honorable Mr. Darwin highlighting the best thing to do is to show us, don't tell, show. What do y'all think about the Delta9 travelers?
100% well-crafted CMOS. Only the best, because you deserve nothing less. 8 Butterfly.
Opportunity, but show us, because we are now prepared to govern this country for every mom, pop, and child. The procurement law, again, people, speaks to you and your community benefiting. Who are going to get these contracts in Linden? So, no, we don't have a problem with you going to Linden and offer them, but who are you offering it to? The people all dressed in red around you? Or are you offering it to the Lindeners? You must tell us that. Who is actually going to get these contracts? And is it going to
Yeah. You know why?
What do you think?
People like VPAC, you see, this is a young bunch like when he was the first year in politics.
Yeah.
There's too many questions that Jagdeo cannot lie and answer, so he throw his minister them out there. That's why you don't hear about DJ. He's not, because right now, time a long time, so for the say what you want to say. But the internet is so wide, like people like me on your platform and other platform out there.
Yeah.
That see things, we are so intelligent. Now you're dealing with intelligent. Not smart people, intelligent people. People who think for themselves, people who master for themselves, and people who see it for what it is and could go see you before you. By the time you say the first word, we don't know where you're coming from with the rest. Jagdeo is not prepared for that. That's why all these ministers is getting in problem. And he in the back there. But he come out because the people calling him out about the vessel, and that should have been where he come out yesterday and try deal with it.
Yeah.
But he go telling the people them that can't build house and tiny people. So all these houses built on the Burnham.
That's the point.
House been building still on to now.
And then elders come on the show already. Elder like Uncle Eiffel and other persons come on the live already and explain about the prefab homes. You understand?
Right.
From back then, I think Flash as well was one of the persons that was explaining
big
about.
Up, let me tell, big up Flash. Here you calling in this morning.
Yeah, he was on the live. He was on the live. Big up Flash. I know if he's on the live now, but he was on the live earlier.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but that's what Jagdeo. This is not. You see, for a time he used to come. He used to get his press conference every party, every week, 2 or 3 of them. He don't do them no more. That's why every time he come, people calling him out.
Yeah.
So he put all the arrogant minister them like the vice president, the person of his vice, and give all of them his vice, the AG, all of these people. The prime minister now got to play part because he got to start working for what he working for money. You see? All these guys now always gonna come out speaking, all the females, all the party leaders, James Van, all of them. Because Jagdeo is the puppet master pulling all of them strings. So he go there yesterday and he coming back out again for now, you know. That's it. Hey, dear listening.
Pick up yourself. Thanks for calling in. I'll say after we went down yesterday, pay attention and you're gonna see. You're seeing it for a while. Well, guess what? Make sure you subscribe because we're gonna bring all them updates about everything trending and important in Guyana and in the diaspora. So we're gonna watch and see if we're gonna notice the absence or the presence of persons after what went down yesterday, right?
Share with a normal man, or do you have to put on a PPP shirt? Who are you offering these? Who are these promises to? Who is getting these contracts? What's this development that you're bragging about? We're importing chicken, it's passing through Linden. Why not give Lindeners land so they can rear chickens? We have to get away from these promises, people. Guyana, it's time we elect leaders that is prepared to govern this country for each man and child that have the visionaries that can create employment, that understand what it feels like and what it is to have nothing. What we're doing now is allowing people to govern it for themselves and their friends. I'm going to say it again. I think Bharrat Jagdeo is getting old. He was a pretty sharp politician. It's not really, your politician ain't really politicking right now, Bharrat. It ain't really making sense. All you're trying to do is dominate the headline with a whole bunch of promises. Unless you start delivering, I demand of the Guyanese people, it is no longer going to be business as usual. Let us hold this government accountable. Ejel must go, Imnar must go, and Bharrat and Irfan Ali must come up with a plan that show the people what they're going to do and the timeline that they're going to do it, and not just let it be in headline because we're trying to silence something else that's going on in the country. See you again soon.
I'm telling you. Now, as we hear them points that the leader of VPAC is highlighting, look at what the parliamentary lead is highlighting right here. Because if we went through enough recently with situations like this, and let me go into this because let me just go into it. Let me go into it and let me see and hear for myself and we analyze.
Really sad.
Oh. No, that's all right. But you won't say nothing. I just want to go there with the boat.
We're going to see what's going on outside and then we're going to go inside the boat with Mr. Mohamed.
Hello. Yeah, walking.
But my problem is they put a and everything is intact with the vessel.
What he's saying, Harry, the captain management had a vice planning before they left. You know the boat got this issue. Why make the passenger then come? Why you stop a sailing? Exactly, that's the point. I just have a captain in marine industry too. I work with private sector, but nobody doing this. So to the wrong.
So what time the boat coming for one engine?
You do it, God.
The boat came on one engine? No, the boat came on one engine. Somebody says one engine and that's why you want to go.
No, we weren't doing anything about the engine. They just said they're doing inspections and they want to be sure and so before they leave. But it's a long time for inspection, so I'm not sure exactly what they're doing.
What was the original sailing time? 5 o'clock? 3 o'clock?
You guys have relatives on the boat?
Yeah.
So what happened to all the people on the boat? They just stay?
They're on there since, what time? 3 o'clock? They're on there since then. They told them nothing. All them on the boat trying to figure out when they depart. You see any? Okay,
I'll take care.
Yeah, they block off the gate.
We already get him in trouble.
The gate has been locked. The passengers have been here waiting since 3 p.m. unable to travel. So Azruddin Mohamed now leaving. Not clear on what the problem is. They said that the MV militia is undergoing checks. And the captain is unwilling to leave with the boat in its present condition. But a very sound decision by the captain. And I'm happy to see that the captains are standing up.
I'm glad to see they're getting some sense. Because if you go there and anything happen, everything is going to be on your shoulder. You clearly could see. They got 3 facing 72.
No longer taking political pressure from the ministers. But I'm unable to get closer as the guards have received strict instructions not to allow me to get in. And in fact, the police have turned up. We'll stay, this is a short live. Try to stay on top of the situation to find out when the boat, I think there'll be an update in another hour. But how many passengers you think are out there? About 200 passengers?
Nobody said nothing up to now. Everybody just. Since the time y'all board the 3 o'clock was left for this vessel. Since 3 o'clock? Yeah. The Barima? The Barima, no look what's like. This looks like till tomorrow, man. People there since here. They may know where passengers will come on. You got passengers upstairs? Yeah, like where we can go through.
This is an embarrassment. Embarrassment internationally. Before the taking time for party on the boat, why not deal with the maintenance? I'm telling you about it. What's going on with you? What's wrong with you, man?
Nothing fair. No. No. Willie wouldn't do anything like that. So listen, at least.
No, boss man.
I know.
Come here. Patch up this.
So still 3 o'clock passengers in this vessel.
So what morning passenger they're waiting?
This morning. You can head out from the
Thumbs up the live, Delta9 travelers. Thumbs up the live so that this will get out to the widest possible audience. So that globally persons can understand and see for themselves what's going on in Guyana. A place that just had one of the largest tragedies in its history. And then as we analyze the updated boat, the new way to get to the same place, we're seeing a lot of the same issues presenting themselves. Who are the persons in charge? They're chanting it over and over again about who must go and these persons gotta go, and you can clearly see why. Right? Maybe hear some more, man.
Since what time you all on this vessel? Since 10 of this morning.
And what time you got on the boat? Around 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
And they told you why the boat to move off, yeah? Miss anything? And they got no food, nothing in the canteen, nothing for your children.
So why you tell y'all to come knowing that they don't have systems in place so that the vessel can leave to go to Africa? Why did they just tell you that no, you can't come to the aid? So they didn't tell you nothing at all? Have patience.
After how many hours?
Some have patience and over 100 persons lost their life. Have patience.
Madness.
What else to go to? Look at more than I get. Yes, get more than Yeah, we just saw the canteen and no food. I don't know how they could continue to treat people like this. They're supposed to let the passengers know that the boat will be able to go off until they're at the top until they can make arrangements to leave to get something to eat. They're not sure when the boat is going to be moving. So they don't want to leave and miss the boat. The way the captain and crew there, huh? But where is Thomas? The head for Maran. Whole day
He was in Linden.
Whole
He
day
was
he's
in
at
Linden with Jagdeo. Instead of being here making sure I do the best this time.
And let me find out when the captain and crew are really good. Yeah.
When I came down, I told something. I told a bicycle, I told some grass, I told some black. When I came down, I reached everything at the glass, just like that. Then I find out and I asked them, where is going on? Things I can't do. Anyway, I tried. Somebody get it. So when I they let me know, they were just my back on them. Put them on the boat. While my kids know, so I will do it right there. Into the river. When I done, they left the suitcase of
Oh, sure, see a suitcase is all
now I came and said, I know everyone is taking a suitcase. Anyway, I go on to the suitcase of the car. Yes, I do the project. All my things are inside. I call the captain, I call the other one, and I tell her the suitcase. I got things in the suitcase. Not here. No one tell me nothing. There are folk with all the things inside. Up to now, nobody tells me nothing. So glad to hear this tonight. Why, because I don't like that nobody tells me nothing, and the captain over going. The fight together, now why is it before you go?
It's in the river.
No, it's there, they got it. Okay.
We have over 200 persons on board this vessel. The vessel right now is Dr. Georgetown at the Kingston Wharf to head to Mavaruma. Over 200, including children, babies, heading to Mavaruma, the same journey they got to travel where the Barima went down. They're here since this morning, some this midday, some this afternoon, and no word as yet when the vessel will leave. No word.
The vessel was supposed to leave at 3 o'clock. Now it's what time? Now it's 9 or 10 o'clock, and no word from the captain of the crew or anybody from Bharrat as to what is wrong with the vessel, why the vessel has not left port yet. Everybody's just waiting. There's no food on board for any of them to eat, and they can't leave. They don't want to leave because they're not sure if they leave to get something and the boat will leave with them off of it. And so this is very ridiculous for the transport and harbors. Whoever it is, the captain, the Bharrat, to have this boat in this condition, and the people on this boat, no indication as to what exactly is going on, if there's something wrong with the vessel that has them here for so many hours after they were supposed to depart. And I think this more is needed. More is needed.
The head for Bharrat, Mr. Thomas, is a failure, absolute failure. Whole day he is behind Jagdeo in Linden. Whole day. He should have been here today to ensure that this vessel is in order. So that this vessel
should have been here to make sure that this boat was in working order before they got passengers on the boat at 3 o'clock, having them here for 4 hours waiting for the boat to actually depart. And it hasn't departed.
No, but we want tell them to come out here and to ensure that everything is safe and secure for this vessel before it leaves here.
Exactly.
And they head for Bharrat.
tomorrow, and she'll go into my room. I'm quite sure he's going to take a plane. And have passengers on the boat for the last 4 hours and have to do the whole journey.
7 hours.
7 hours and have to do a whole journey to get to my room. Echelon in there, you have to do better than this. You have to do better than this.
Nothing. She gave me no kind of love. She gave me nothing. I call the captain, and to show the captain, nothing. But he said nothing. So I said, I'm glad if I got Region 1, I live in Region 1. I telling them, when you see him there, the straightaway in Board Island, I was a lady. When I'm baby, 7 small, I used to I traveling for this them lady not photo is dead, don't know what's happened there. All them boats like family. My journey, I sketch, me know. I got no flow down in there. I get problems today, they give me a hard time. Very hard time in this festival this morning. This morning I got me taking my post. They were telling me, nobody telling me nothing. I said, oh yeah, not tell me nothing. I post these things. I'm just post a bicycle poster.
What's your name?
My name is Linden, but my right name is Amelda Calisto.
Yeah. So we hope that the management, the transport and harbors,
I want to pay me back for the things
and they compensate.
I want to pay all the shit I broke up. I want to pay for everything.
Damage by the staff here because they were the ones that were in control of the suitcase.
The head for Bharrat can come out here and talk, especially the head for Bharrat, because Ejel must resign.
I don't want somebody to treat people like
Yes.
this. I'm glad that
How could you treat people like there's 200 persons on this boat, children and women on this boat, and you just don't care what is happening with them? How could you have people on the boat for so many hours, say absolutely nothing to them? You have no food for them. You have no kind of sense of when they're getting home. And you go, I'm quite sure you're going home and sleep in your bed. What is wrong with Angela and Linda? How could this be wrong? After what just transpired, this is the best way to deal with this situation.
And the boat is in, I know they're bringing things that long ago. I'm not telling about this.
They really don't care about people in this country.
Should depart in 2 hours' time. They're doing inspection and different checks on the vessel presently. You know, there's the crew. The crew said they're very tired. I hope that these men, get their rest and so, because it's not easy to be up. I know they're under a lot of stress with what happened there.
As I'm standing here, I just would like to say to the guys, let us say a prayer for the crew, the staff, and the person that are on this boat, because I could understand the pressure the crew will be under, given all that has transpired over the last 2 weeks, knowing that their crew members are, two crew members staff are in jail for sensitive counts of murder. And now I don't know what systems were put in place by the management and staff of Bharrat and Transport and Harbor to deal with whatever counseling or so that the other crew members and staff may need with all that transpired over the last 2 weeks. And now another crew has to now go and sail that same route to take persons to Barima. And I could just imagine the pressure that they may be under, the concern that they may be under, the fear that they may be under. If anything that may go wrong, they too may be just thrown under the bus for anything that may be mistakes of management. And so all of that, and the fact that it's obvious that management didn't ensure that things were in place before they sold tickets and told people to come today to board the boat. And now they're here for a very long time, some since 8 or 10 this morning, and still have no clear guidance as to when exactly the vessel will actually sail. We were just told it will sail in about just under 2 hours. We hope that that is the case. But just say a prayer for the staff, the crew, the captain, the crew, and all of the persons that are on this vessel, that they as they go on the journey, that they get to their destination safely.
And I would ask for somebody to bring some food for these people.
Oh yes, some food, because there's no canteen. How many hours is this vessel going to take to get to their destination? They have not left here for a couple of hours. and they've been here since 8 or 10 this morning. Very little or no food to eat. And they're afraid to leave because they don't know when the vessel is leaving. So I would also ask the management to make sure there's some food on this vessel before it departs the next hour and a half. And we don't have to hear word that people have to starve until they get to their destination tomorrow at some point.
Give them a safe job.
Exactly, because the captain don't have nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. The point of it, the captain, the sailors, nobody is telling us, well, listen, passenger, we in a difficult position, we cannot travel. Nobody is saying nothing to us. I tell the people, no, I get one, let me make nice, but nobody know I get up and make nice. That's the reason why you see the American people, they're taking advantage of us. Because if you know this vessel is not traveling today or tonight, why then you allow passengers to board? Allow the board. You understand? Make sure you set everything in place before you get passengers. We in a difficult position, we cannot travel. Nobody is saying nothing to us. I tell the people, no, I get one, let me make nice, but nobody know I get up and make nice. That's the reason why you see the American people, they're taking advantage of us. Because if you know this vessel is not traveling today or tonight, why then you allow passengers to board? Allow the board. You understand? Make sure you set everything in place before you get passengers.
Put things in place. Safety protocols, maintenance, a crew that is willing to travel with the vessel. But first you gotta get a seaworthy vessel. You see, these are the things that we just let slide until it becomes a tragedy. Like we clearly see went down recently. I want to say big up to all the frequent travelers that are in the chat with us right now, all the moderators, everybody. Rasta Empress is saying, shame, shame, shame. This boat did parties. Now it's got to check up. This is ludicrous. Yeah. This was the famous party boat. You understand? This is the same famous party boat.
So as we speak, we are on the party boat. We're gonna go and sail in the Demerara River a bit. We're gonna have dinner on the party boat. I just want to show you guys a sneak peek of the dining area, how it is and how beautiful it's set up. First time for me on the party boat. Big up to Leon. Leon is here also. My wife is here, and I have some other friends. Happy anniversary to the T-Set family.
That was the famous party boat that everybody was on, you know? And look at what persons got to deal with now. What's going on with the maintenance? What's going on with the crew? You know? As we analyze a number of other things as well connected to this very headline. Because there's still this conversation about what's going on with the fish. Fisher folks are still dealing with the plight of low sales, extremely low sales. Right? These are some of the most recent updates.
Culture Zulfikar Mustafa has sought to reassure the public that fish sold across Guyana remains safe for consumption as vendors report a sharp decline in sales. The Guyana National Fisher Folk Organization over the weekend urged the public not to be swayed by misinformation circulating on social media, warning that unfounded claims about the safety of locally caught fish are hurting thousands of people who depend on the fishing industry for their livelihoods.
Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa told the newsroom on Tuesday that there is no scientific evidence to suggest that fish consumption poses a risk.
To date, there is no scientific evidence or advice from the relevant public health or fishery authorities indicating that fish available for consumption has been contaminated. as a result of the incident, the Barima incidents. There is no evidence to show that, and there is nothing like that fish has been contaminated. Fish sold throughout our established supply chains continue to come from normal fishing grounds and is subject to the same standard and practices that have always governed the industry. Unfortunately, fear and misinformation can sometimes have unintended consequences. We have received reports from some fisher folks that consumer demand has slowed in certain areas because of public apprehension.
While maintaining there is no cause for concern over seafood safety, Mustafa acknowledged that rumors circulating in the aftermath of the MV Barima tragedy have begun affecting the livelihoods of fisher folk. At Border Market, vendors said business has slowed significantly.
For the short while, sales is very bad. Since this rumor going wrong, a lot of rumor going wrong, but this fish eating people, that's fake. And whoever doing it supposed to stop it because it's affecting our business a lot. Out of 99, I would say nearly about 80% cut. Because in here, so no business I'm pushing right now for the morning, we sell a particular thing. As you could see, the market is empty, don't have nobody buying. We only struggling.
Mustafa explained that fish sold throughout Guyana's supply chain continues to come from established fishing grounds and is harvested under the same standards and practices that have always governed the industry. This was confirmed by another vendor, Kenneth, who told the newsroom that most of the fish sold at the market is caught offshore in salt water.
We kind of fish we have in here, we come from till out in the ocean. But snapper, trout, and these big kind of fish we have, you don't get a fish close in the sea. You just go out far to get fish. The only little boats in get the Bangamary is close run, but not in the sweet water. We don't get fish in sweet water. We don't have sweet water fish here. We have salt water fish here. No sweet water. We fish come from the salt water. So we have a problem with big fish eating people.
Mustafa said the ministry, through its fisheries department, has been engaging fisher folk and will continue monitoring the situation.
Reporting for the newsroom, I am Sharda Bacchus.
Minister of Agriculture.
Telling you, a lot of updates. They even had this as well, that persons were highlighted.
This is fresh snapper from Harris Seafood Restaurant and Bar. And all these are fishermen them here. And what we're going to eat the snapper here.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, right.
Gamo. Hey, Gamo? You start frying water?
I put that bully Friday, right?
Yeah. Delicious.
Yeah, right, Harris. Looking good.
Fish is good. And the sales definitely gonna pick up again, because persons are gonna, start to look into the situation in a different way. But we're gonna keep you updated, Delta9 travelers, with everything going on with that and a number of other things. On the ground. As we go international, this is one of the most trending international headlines recently.
Son following a shooting outside a Bronx courthouse. Attempted murder.
How far would you go to protect your seed? Allegedly. We know we're hearing some similar situations like this where persons is doing all kind of things with government vehicles and they're being defended. But let me see how this situation turns out.
Murder charges for a Mount Vernon official and her son following a shooting outside a Bronx courthouse. 49-year-old Jennifer Lackard was walked out of a Bronx precinct today. She and her son, 20-year-old Chase Lackard, are facing several charges, including attempted murder, 3 counts of attempted assault, and 6 counts of weapons possession. Police say just before noon on June 29th, Chase opened fire at a crowd of people outside the Bronx criminal courthouse. Police sources say his mother, Jennifer, who was the deputy commissioner of wellness for the Mount Vernon Police Department, was the getaway driver. Jennifer pleaded not guilty. Mount Vernon says her employment has been terminated. The son is still waiting arraignment. In a statement, statement, the city said the allegations are unrelated to her duties with the Mount Vernon Police Department and do not stem from any conduct associated with the department or the performance of her official responsibilities. Attempted.
I'm telling you, that's what's going on internationally as we talk about very important and trending headlines. Now, we're going to hear from a local mother who's asking for help for her husband to travel internationally. I had to make sure that I bring this one here so that the Delta9 travelers can play their part in supporting this mother in her time of need.
Video for the first time. My name is Melissa Vaughn Charles, and my husband has been diagnosed with a meningioma or a brain tumor. Even though most meningioma or brain tumors are non-cancerous, the issue at hand is where that tumor is located. The tumor is compressing his left optic nerve, and the left optic nerve is responsible for sending signals from the brain to the left eye. It's also at the optic chiasm, and that is where two nerves meet. That means that his right eye is also at potential risk if the tumor is not removed. The tumor is also wrapped around the carotid artery more than 180 degrees. Doctors have explained that even after surgery, he still may not be able to see from the left eye. Their aim is to carefully remove the tumor while preserving the remaining vision that he has remaining in the right eye, and to relieve the pressure on the optic nerve. Now, because of the complexity of that tumor and the case, the surgery cannot safely be done in Guyana. He needs to go to India to have the urgent specialized surgery done. I'm in a really noisy place, but I just thought I'd make a quick video. We're trying to raise funds to have that surgery done in India in September. You can contribute by making a donation to our MMG number. That is 608-0278. I'm not sure I'm missing anything else. Thank you so much for taking our MMG number. That is 608-0278. I'm not sure I'm missing anything else. Thank you so much for taking the time. That is 608-0278. Making a donation to our MMG number. That is 608-0278. I'm not sure I'm missing anything else. Thank you so much for taking the time and listening to me. And you can also share this. If you're seeing this video, please share it to your friends or family or somebody who may be able to assist. And please help us to give Omar a second or a fighting chance at life. We have 4 beautiful children. We have 4 daughters. That is, they're way over there. 2 of them are way over there. Their ages 11, 7, 4, and 2 years old. They need to see their daddy. I need to see my husband. I want them to be able to, we want to be able to live as a happy family. So we're asking if you can not donate, please remember us in your prayers. And I'll be updating you guys in each and every step of the way so that you can, I know persons will want to know, I make a donation towards Omar. I wonder if they say, Omar, went to do the surgery. I am going to update you guys each and every step of the way. Thank
A mother, a wife, pleading for assistance, Delta9 travelers. Any part that you can play, the number is there so that you can donate directly to the sister, to this young family, to aid her husband, this father of 4, so that he can continue to live some amount of normalcy and be able to be there for his family as well, in the way that every man would like to be for his family, right? You got the contact information right there, and you understand the plight that the sister is facing. So anything that you can do do the right thing. Right? Big up to all of the frequent travelers with us, all of the persons who are traveling with us for the very first time, right here on Delta9 Media. What's going on with the question of the day, the poll question of the day? What's the votes looking like right now? I'm going to ask moderation to just pull that back up on the back screen so that I can bring it forward and persons will be able to analyze what the votes. 91% is saying that was the unified Linden protest a success. 91% is saying yes. 9% is saying no. That's what's going on with the votes so far for the poll question on this live presentation. Right? Thanks to everyone who took the time to call in. Big up to all the frequent travelers. Reginald is saying this about one of the videos that we highlighted. More than likely is the opposition leader and them talking about what was going on the MV militia. And for those who are not aware of the MV militia that was being checked out, this is the same MV militia being mentioned right here.
Mr. Chairman, the new vessel that is expected to come on stream would be the MV Militia, which is en route to Guyana. It has left Port Calcutta and it's coming to Guyana.
That was the boat that was being referenced, right? And that was the boat that, not being referenced, but that was the boat that persons were addressing in that video. That's the vessel that they were on. That new vessel that was supposed to come and take over the MV Barima that went down in that tragedy. Again, condolences to the family and rising power to all of our everlasting energy that would have transcended. Right? Yeah. 91% is saying that the protest was a success. Big up to all the moderators. Big up to all of the persons that called in. The persons that are traveling with us for the first time, one love every time. Make sure you subscribe. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe. And when we check the back office, we realize that a lot of persons that come through and watch the live, sometimes just forget to subscribe. Like a couple seconds, buddy. Make sure you subscribe and you'll get a notification every time that we live or every time that we put up a pre-recorded video. Now we're going to get some more insights coming in right here about the vessel. Go right ahead with that one. Moderation.
MP Don. We are presently at the Pomeroon Coast Guard floating base, and they just instructed this boat that we're on not to allow us to pass to head to Morocco. The president is going to Morocco at 9 a.m. and we are going there for a peaceful protest. We have a lot of supporters in Morocco, a lot of persons waiting for us to attend this peaceful protest to ensure Ministers Ejil and Minister Indar, they must resign. Following the MV Barima tragedy, where over 100 of our brothers and sisters lost their lives, including children and babies. This is the dictatorship government. Anything you would like to say?
I know, first of all, it's our constitutional right to protest if we so desire. I know that the president seems to be very fearful of the leader of the opposition and the opposition members of parliament. I don't understand why. And I think this is a clear sign of dictatorship in its finest form. You curtail people's ability to move, people's freedom of movement, because you may be scared of seeing them in the same space that you're in. I know that the people at Morocco are waiting on us. And I think this is the highest level of dictatorship. And for a government who prides itself on being the democracy that it claims to be, every single day we see them pushing back against that democracy in some fashion. And to stop us from going to meet our people in Morocco at this stage, this is nothing more than dictatorship. I don't understand why it is that they're so afraid of the leader of the opposition and the opposition MPs.
All right, we're here in Pomeroon River. just stopped here for the normal checks, as I have known traveling to Morocco for several times on boats. I have only known of the rule that you stop to give your names and then the boats are allowed. And that has been going on for years. But this morning, I am quite surprised that we were called in. The captain was called to do the necessary thing. And then next, we're told that we cannot go to Morocco. We have to turn back. And so this is very undemocratic.
Wow.
This is beyond measure. We are Guyanese, and we're free to move from the quarantine to the point of play out. It is Guyanese right, and especially as an indigenous person, I can walk this land up and down. I can go through the rivers, but to know that today that I cannot go, well, let me tell you, my indigenous people, this is what the government is doing to us, to all of us. And if this continues, my indigenous people, we have to rise and we have to put a stop to this dictatorship.
So many boats we saw pass. But just, no checks. Just come in, collect the names, boats gone. This is exactly what we're living under in this country, full dictatorship. I'm surprised with Commander Shamsuddin. The ranks here said they got to get instructions from the person in charge, and that is Commander Shamsuddin. PPP lucky of this administration. Thank you. Myself and MP Tabitha and MP Don, we are presently at the Pomeroon Coast Guard floating base, and they just instructed this boat that we're on not to allow us to pass to head to Morocco. The president is going to Morocco at 9 a.m. and we are going there for a peaceful protest. We have a lot of supporters in Morocco.
I'm telling you heard it right there from the members of WIN and the leader of the opposition. This is what's going down in your own country. As a representative, you're being barred from making that representation. A controlled opposition, an opposition in a position where it's almost as if their hands is being tied. But guess what? If Linden is giving us any insights as to what we can look forward to, then persons are unifying, and they're unifying for real purpose, and they're unifying for the betterment of the country. And let's see what the updates are going to be, what the headlines are going to be coming in from that meeting that the president is going to have. Make sure you subscribe and look out for the updates. One love again to all the persons that were traveling with us, and big up yourself to everybody that's going to catch this one in the rewind in the future. Thumbs up the live on your way in, and if you haven't already, hit that subscription button as we now head out of this live presentation. One love. I'll catch you in the next live or pre-recorded video. Thanks again for spending some time with us here on Delta9 Media.
A natural way to stay ready, baby. 'Cause I'm ready for you, Mr. C.
The ultimate male supplement, men's total wellness formula, packed with essential nutrients for men's health.
She'll call you Mr. C.